Happy Saturday. Today is Saturday, April 3rd, week 13 of 2021. We've had a great week. I hope you have too. Week started on Sunday. It was my usual day of editing and relaxing, and we got out in the sun a little bit. On Monday, somehow I got interested in looking up the history of President Johnson. I don't know how I got interested. It was probably a David Hoffman video I was watching. I didn't realize how much of his very positive legacy was overshadowed by the Vietnam War issues in the country. And not that Vietnam shouldn't have overshadowed it. That was a terrible thing, but LBJ did some really great things for civil rights. He was responsible for Judge Thurgood Marshall becoming the very first black man on the Supreme Court. He was very proud of that, and as he should be. He also championed a lot of reforms for civil rights in our country. He's a guy we should really be proud of for those things. And yes, there's some things that we shouldn't be proud of, but isn't that the way it is for every person's life? Also on Monday, I was hearing jazz music coming from Brian's room. That was surprising to me because he's really into rap and just a lot of the pop music of today that teenagers are into. So I went and I talked to him about it. He said it's great music for his studying. I thought that was pretty cool. When he wants to be energetic and up and jumping around, he's listening to pop music. But when he wants to study, he listens to jazz and classical. Also talked to Brian on Tuesday about the interviews that we did with him and his brothers 4 years ago. He's very interested in us doing those again. He wants me to ask him the same questions that I asked back then, and then we'll do a reaction video of him watching his original interview from 4 years ago. I've been re-watching some of it and taking some notes this week. It's gonna be fun. Tuesday was also World Bipolar Day. That is a mental health awareness day, specifically for the condition of bipolar. I really believe that the world needs to get rid of the stigma of mental health. It needs to be something that's approached the same as any other condition. This thought really hit me about the time when Robin Williams died. Since then, we've seen a lot of strides toward removing the stigma of mental health, but we have a long way to go. On Wednesday, I was thinking again, as I often do, about our parents and grandparents when they were kids. It's interesting that we as human beings have trouble thinking about our parents and grandparents as ever having been any younger than they were when we were born. And once we do have those realizations, it's somewhat surprising and at the same time very enlightening, because we begin to see what they've been through and realize that it's not much different than what we have. Historical differences, of course, but still human beings that were once babies, little kids, teenagers, just like us. Thursday was April 1st. Goodbye, March. Hello, April. It was also my sister Libby and Amanda's birthday, my twin sisters, and my friend Paul's birthday. Happy birthday to you guys. Also Thursday night, Ben had his first baseball game of the season. It was a doubleheader, and it was chilly outside. We were all kind of chattering our teeth by the end of the second game. On Friday, I was thinking again about how these videos are so helpful for me in life. I didn't realize how much doing this was going to become like a gratitude journal. Listing off the things that I'm thankful for each week changes me inside. I live more intentionally because, well, I want to have something to say, but I also want to live life deeper, more. I don't know what word to use there. I want to live my life with some meaning every day. As much as I can help it, I don't want to let a single day go by without having something meaningful that I've sought after, or at least just recognized. I was looking through some pictures on Friday, and I found a picture of my grandfather when he was 15 years old. That's the same time frame when he left home and hopped trains for a 250-mile train ride all the way down to Minneapolis. And looking at that 15-year-old's face, I just couldn't imagine how challenging that was and how strong Grandpa was, even at 15. I sent that picture to my mom, Grandpa being her dad. She thanked me for being a documentarian. I can't imagine not being a documentarian. I love capturing and preserving the stories of people around me, especially my loved ones. They're snapshots in time. And while yes, they are individuals that are the same as me in many ways as human beings, they have their own experiences, their own challenges, and their own things that they've overcome. Well, that brings us up to Saturday, today. Today is again a beautiful day. I am out here next to the Railroad Museum that we have here in town. It doesn't open up until May, but I'm looking forward to going in there and shooting a little video in there if they'll let me. I'm assuming they will. It's really neat. It's an outdoor museum and they've got a cabin car, looks like maybe a dining car, and a great big huge locomotive. So that'll be fun come May. Well, happy Saturday again. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.